Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do my full review on the Vosteed Knives Bellamy. So I want to get this review knocked out for one main reason. I kind of want to sell this. Do I like the knife? Yes. Do I think it's cool? Yep. Do I think it's a good knife? Yep. Do I want to keep it? Not really. And I will explain. So let's get through it here. Aesthetically, I think it's a decent looking knife. I think this micarta is kind of ugly. I wish it was just normal micarta. I don't know why they had to do this ribbed for her pleasure type shit. You know, the deep carry clip is just that, a plain old deep carry clip, which is fine. It's a clip point, which I like the looks of clip points. I just don't like the function of clip points. You know what I mean? I like the fuller. I don't love this thing up here. It's kind of like, you could have just made it a normal front flipper, but you got all cute and made it a coin looking thing, which is fine, but you know, whatever. Flipper tab's good. I think aesthetically it's okay, but it's not like, you know, this thing, its kind of selling point to everybody is the action, right? Let's not kid ourselves. The reason we all bought one of these, if you bought one, was because you heard the action was insanity. And it is. So that's good. Ergonomics. Again, this, you know, micarta is a little too grippy for me. It's not brutal. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. It's not. Fits my hand pretty well. I do feel that clip in my palm a bit, but it's not terrible. It's okay. I wouldn't want to sit and bear down on this for long. Like, I can already feel it just, yeah, you know. You can choke up sort of on this flipper choil here. That does work. You know, not a big deal. So ergonomics are pretty good. It's not the most comfortable knife ever, but it's not uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Yeah, deep carry clip works pretty well. I've had to like kind of pop it over a little bit on thicker pants because you have that clip that's not seated into the scale. The screws are, but the clip is not, so it will catch there because the clearance right here is pretty shallow. If you look at a knife that does it well, like this, you'll see on this one, the clip is actually seated, but the screws are not. But the clearance there between that screw and the top of the clip is a little bit taller than on this guy. You see that gap from right there to there is just very small. And that leaves your margin for error a lot smaller. And it makes it tough for your pants to get all the way in. Now, is that a big deal? No, some people are probably just going to carry it with a little more sticking out. And some people like me are going to shove the knife down so it does fit in. So it's fine. It's lightweight. It's pretty slim in all dimensions. Other than the sort of ultra grippy micarta that can kind of suck going in pocket, it's fine. Now you can see the tension on this is not very strong. The only other knife I've had with worse sort of retention on a clip is the Kunwu Tao here. I love this knife, but like you can just bend this so easy. Jesus flipping Christ. Why am I like a maniac, you know? I'll never understand that. Let's see how bad the damage is. Okay. I don't know if I think I might have chipped the shit out of it up here. Had a nice mirror edge on it too. I'll clean it up after and see what the damage is. Man, I just wanted to put it away and I somehow like threw it. Like, I don't know how I do that, but anyway, where was I? Cutting. So I didn't use this a ton just because it's, I don't know, it's just not something I want to use a lot because of the blade shape. The clip point, I'm just getting sick of them, guys. I'm seeing them all the time on knives that I want, you know? And then it's like, damn it, it's a clip point. I got to just stop buying them because I end up selling them. I just don't need a raised up tip. I need a low tip. I cut shipping labels. I open packages. Like, for me, for EDC, I just do not understand why anybody wants a freaking clip point. I think it's really just there for visual appeal at this point. I know that clip points are good for certain things, but I just don't think they're good for certain things in terms of EDC, and that's what this knife is meant for, right? So it's basically a design aspect, which, you know, that's fair, but I want the knife to be usable for me. Not that it's not, but like, I just can't do this. I'm not doing that, right? Like, I want something like my knife, the Devo Knives Stout. Look at that tip, baby, right there. Ching! You're right into that tip. You got a straight edge, just perfect for EDC, in my opinion, right? So anyway, that kind of kills it for me. There is a shallow hollow grind. Feels really good, guys. Nice thin stock with the shallow hollow grind. Really like that. Nice stonewash finish. It does cut well. It is sharp as hell. It's M390. It's done by Kaiser. They put a great edge on it. To me, it feels thin behind the edge. I really have no complaints about that part of it. Did I use it a lot? No. So take that with a grain of salt. If you want to know about the cutting on this knife, go watch Knives video. He's had one of these for like a fucking year already. So he can tell you how good the blade is. But I can tell you it's serviceable as hell. Just has a tip that's swept up, and I hate that. Okay? Sounds. Sounds are good. I like the kind of... I just like what it sounds like when it deploys. And when it closes, it has a really good detent, and that's why it sucks it in like that. Ah, yeah, it's really nice, guys. Does not have the Kaiser rattle. You want to know why? Because it has a detent. It has a strong detent. When you have a good detent, it kind of just sucks it in. Would you consider that a rattle? No. Like the Devo Stout here does the same thing. See how it kind of just sucks it in at the end? It's not a rattle. That's the detent. I don't know. Anyway, for me, there's a difference between that and the Kaiser rattle to me. This is good. This is made by Kaiser, by the way. But Kaiser's getting a lot better at that. So sounds are good. The action is incredible, guys. That is the home run, knock it out of the park point of this knife. By the way, this is called the Vosteed Knives Bellamy. It was originally Deltalith or Deltalith. I don't know what happened there, but Vosteed picked it up or whatever. I don't know. I just want to mention that. But this is that same knife you saw advertised before. It does come in this version with this crazy micarta and stonewash blade. And then it comes in a blacked out blade with this shitty Kaiser carbon fiber. Some people like it. I just don't like it. Okay. Action. Detent, guys, is so good. So it has a flipper tab with perfect jimping. And it just fires, man. It really is a satisfying flipper tab. That's hard to do sometimes, guys. Flipper tabs are tough. You got to get that detent right. And then having all these other deployments, wow. Like, the fact that they nailed the flipper out of all things is impressive. And to be honest, that's what I would do. If I ever did a knife with multiple deployments, like, I specifically went for one deployment method on this. One, because I just love a reverse flick and a thumb flick. But two, because I want a good detent. And it's hard to get a good detent with multiple deployments, right? But if I were to do it, I would say dial it for the flipper. And then the other things will take their place, right? I'll adjust what I need to in terms of the opening hole or the jimping to make the other things work. But if this flipper tab is not satisfying, then there's no point in having it there. And this is the deployment method that needs the strongest detent. Does that make sense? So dial it for the flipper. Then you get a fuller, and you can fire it out. The detent is strong for that. I do miss it sometimes. I think that's just me, though, and it might just be because I'm left-handed. I don't know if the access over here, like, I don't know. I tend to get it better right-handed. Sometimes I miss left-handed, but it's certainly good. Like, there is no reason I would ask for a lighter detent, right? Then you have this front flipper thing. If you flip at the top up here, you're going to miss it. you're just going to slide over it. But if you just try to catch it from here like a normal front flipper, it comes out every time. That's why I said earlier, I wish they would have just done it like a normal front flipper, because it kind of makes you want to go up top, and you can't. You know what I mean? You have to be up here. So the D10 is actually, it is absolutely spot on. Closing action, guys, the D10 breaks right here. Perfect. Flipper tab, right? When it disengages, flipper tab, it's already passed. So you're not going to get caught on the flipper tab and be like, oh my God. I mean, unless you stick your finger like all the way up here, that's what she said. And then once you get past that, oh my goodness, watch out. It is an absolute guillotine, guys. For such a thin, small, lightweight blade, it's pretty cool. And the reason for that is they have a hole drilled in the blade right here under the micarta. Obviously, it's in the blade. And that makes the counterbalance work in the favor of the tip. And that's why you can get dropped shut like this on a small, thin knife. That's what Kaiser's been doing, guys. That's how they're getting these actions, because they're putting a hole in the blade to mess with the counterbalance. Is that a structural issue with the blade? I don't think so. Considering what we're doing with these knives, no, right? So, guys, the action's incredible. I would give it like a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 on action. Centering on this example is off. I did everything I could, and I still have it a little bit off to the clip side here. You can see that. It's almost dead nuts, but it is off. Yeah, I think that's it. Overall, cool knife. Totally understand. $130. These are available right now, by the way, at the filming of this video. At the time of the filming of this video, these are available at their website, Vosteed Knives. I'll link it down below, obviously. You can check it out. But yeah, I think $130 for M390 and a very well done liner lock is totally worth it. You know what I mean? I do wish they would do a version with better micarta that's flat, or a better carbon fiber. Like if they had done, even if they had done the carbon fiber with uncoated blade, I would have bought that. I didn't want this micarta, but I wanted this uncoated blade. So if they did a version where you could do the carbon fiber and satin, I would have done that. Or sorry, coated blade, uncoated blade. Jeez, sorry guys, can't talk today. So that's it. That is the full review of the Vosteed Knives Bellamy. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.